Amihiri! Amihiri! How are you? Amihiri! Tá, meu áudio parece que está bom. Deixa eu fazer uma outra testada aqui. Ah, blá blá blá. Ah, blá blá. Ah, blá blá. Brá. Eu acho que tá bom. E aí, pessoal? Eu estou de volta! Depois de séculos, eu voltei! Ah, meu Deus! Ah... Enfim. Hoje é quarta-feira, então é dia de ler Pesterquest, que é do mesmo universo de Homestuck. E é isso que faremos hoje, tá? Na live passada, que foi há milhões de anos atrás em linguagem de internet, eu fiz a rota da Vriska, que foi até bem interessante no sentido de que a gente conheceu um outro troll lá, que eu acho que é do outro jogo, que é do Friend Sim. Eu falo tudo esquisito em inglês, mas enfim. Eu achei bem interessante aquela rota por causa do troll novo, porque a Vriska por si só, ela tá tipo boring agora. Depois que você cresce, ela meio que fica boring. Mais ou menos, né? Ela é um bom personagem até. Mas agora a gente tá na rota do Equias, que não é o favorito de muita gente. Também não é o meu. Mas vamos lá. It's a clear, cool night, and you're wandering around trying to decide whose hive you should crash at before the sun comes up. It's nice having so many options for places to stay. You've cultivated a decent community for yourself, and there is an ember of pride in your belly about it. Still, you find yourself feeling a little aimless. The last couple friends you made were pretty intense. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but you're vibing at a chiller frequency right now. There's still a while until it gets dangerously light out, so you sort of pop around seeing what feels right. Hello there! Fala, Vimones, boa noite, como é que vai você, meu querido? Encalorado? Que eu estou. It's kind of fun to test out the boundaries of your powers. You've used it to find friends, but you're really not sure how far it goes. You think 3, and you don't know how your magic brain decided which one to choose, but fuck if you aren't sitting on an extremely high branch a second later. A viagem foi tranquilésima, graças a Deus, tanto a ida quanto a volta, que eu fui de busão, né? Foi tranquilo, graças a Deus, não tive nenhum susto. Deu tudo certo, felizmente. Agora eu tô morrendo de calor. eu já li tudo isso aqui. You try it again with whatever concept comes to mind. Pois é, a viagem foi assim, foi muito bom pra relaxar, Eu trabalhei, né, nesses dias que eu tava fora, mas eu tentei não fazer todos os trabalhos. Eu pausei alguns, né? Pra eu poder respirar um pouco também, senão não ia dar. Boa noite, Anísio. Como vai tu? Seja bem-vindo às minhas lives. Essa live aqui desse jogo em específico eu leio em inglês por conta de preguiça de traduzir. Mas também pra treinar meu inglês, né? Mas e aí, como é que vai? Tudo bom? You try it again with whatever concept comes to mind. Garden. Essa arte ficou boa do garden. Cave. O que é aqueles símbolos ali atrás? Aqui é Fisk na cabeça, meu irmão. Mall. And it all works. De onde que vem esse shopping? You don't remember ever having been to any of those specific places, but you feel a strange, prickly affinity for them each time your feet touch the ground. Those are all pretty generic locational nouns, though. You wonder if it works for things that are more abstract. Quickly, before you can talk yourself out of the naivety of it, you think home. Stuck. It still takes you a minute to open your eyes, even after you feel your guts all back in the right place, because what if you wake up in a room that feels like yours? Or, worse and infinitely more likely, what if you don't? You breathe in deep, and immediately cough wretchedly.
Céu bichão mesmo, hein, doido?
VAI está no bonde do poder faz 36 meses. Se a minha conta estiver batendo, completando 3 anos de sub, feliz em continuar apoiando.
3 anos de sub, rapaz. Deixa eu ver se eu tenho um parabéns aqui pra dar. Cadê? Cadê o parabéns? Ah, meu Deus. Aqui. É seu aniversário de resub. Muito obrigada, Vimão, por todo o apoio. Você vale ouro. Ai, mano. You open your watery eyes, clinging to the hope that maybe you come from a land of dusty comforts, where you always just breathe in layers of dust and it's fine. It's not fine. You've landed inside of one of the spindliest, most precarious hunks of metal that has ever been bolted into the side of a cliff. It looks like some ancient outpost. Not homey at all. Of course, that wouldn't work. It was stupid to try. Defeat is bitter in your mouth. I'm sorry. There's a twisty part of you that wants to curl up on a particular piece of floor and take a nap. You can't work out how much of that urge is just you wanting to give in, so just in case, you don't surrender to it. Maybe you'll come back another time and sift through all the shit on the shelves. But for now, you're not sure how structurally sound this thing is, and you can't take any more disappointment. So, you try one more time to pop up somewhere you haven't been before. What was that one guy's name that Genzi mentioned? Oh yeah, Aqueous. Maybe he's chill. You think his name and zap away, imagining yourself leaving an edgy, despondent swirl of dust in your wake. Oh my. Os pôsteres na... Oh my. Your magical zap calibration maybe isn't as off as you thought. Cause you pop in on Aqueous as close as it is possible to get to the dude without landing directly on top of him. Oh my. The astonishing unchillness of the situation is imminently apparent. His mid-jump, mid-yell, mid-sweat, and mid-swing of an outlandishly beefy arm down toward you. You freeze frame like an anime protagonist analyzing their choices mid-battle. In your drawn-out split second of an observational window, you realize he's not aiming at you, but in the direction of whatever noisy whirring thing you happen to plop down in front of. Fuck. Amigo, com todo respeito, mas assim, aqui na minha live quem manda sou eu, então sim, paçoca é melhor sim. Se você falar com essa palavra que começa com pu na minha frente, você será banido. Mentira, não vai ser não. É a minha opinião, são apenas fatos. As soon as he sees you, his eyebrows shoot up above his busted-ass sunglasses, and his yell strangles itself into panic. His arm shudders as though he's trying, and failing, to alter its glorious faceward trajectory. Fala, rica, baguncei tantão no meu coração. Eu estou bem, eu aproveitei bem, muito obrigada por perguntar. E você, como está? Está bem? Hoje é o seu signo, não é? É o Equus hoje. You really do not want to get your face punched off your head. So you scream and zap just outside the high arched door on the far end of the room. Oh my, the horses, oh my. You hear a deep, meaty thunk, followed by a groan, then a sharp metallic crunch. The whirring stops. Logo esse corno. Ah, tinha que ser, alguma hora ia ter que ser ele, pô. Nossa, agora que eu vi, as luminárias são pata de cavalo. Olha que da hora. Gostei. E tem as ferraduras ali pra segurar. Que maneiro. Quem fez esse design aí foi Big Brain total. Oh my god. Is he dead? Is the other thing dead? Should you go check on him? You skitter away from the door and then back to it, unsure what to do. Cavalos? Peraí que eu tenho um áudio pra isso. Eu tenho áudio pra isso. Eu tenho áudio pra...
Cavalo.
É pior que cavalos!
Nossa, essa live vai ser boa, né? Só vai ter esse som. Você chegou com uma argumentação pesada. O sindicato retira a nota de repúdio. Obrigada, muito obrigada. Não gostaria de começar a minha noite com uma nota de repúdio do sindicato do PU. Next. Was that... No, it can't have been. Hello? Show yourself this instant. Oh, fuck. He does not sound happy. His words are a little garbled, too. Like some thief just got knocked out by whoever's ass he was just kicking. You weigh your options. Okay. Do I chicken out? Or do I just be brave? Bronzeada ardendo lascada. Eu não fui na praia, peraí. Eu não fui na praia. Eu fui numa cidade fria. Dá licença. Tava tão fresquinho lá. Mas a partir do momento que eu saí de lá, ficou quente no Brasil inteiro. Então é isso. I'm gonna chicken out for now. Later, I'm gonna be brave. You know the drill. You don't know. Equius looked super strong and even more pissed. You really do not want to be next in line to get disemboweled. If friendship with this guy is really meant to be, maybe you can reconnect with Gamzee as an intermediary. That sounds like a normal and cool time. Panic gripped you as his heavy footsteps approached the door. Forgetting you have super useful zap powers specifically for use in time-sensitive panic situations, you turn and run. You glance over your shoulder as you go, and collide spectacularly with a brick wall. Oh my, oh my! Amigo, eu não fui... Ó, eu sei que eu passei pela capital, mas eu não fiquei na capital, entendeu? Eu só passei na capital pra ir na rodoviária. Depois disso... Looking up from the brightly polished floor where you lay, inexplicably doused in milk and broken glass, you realize it wasn't a wall you hit. It's a glistening, part pseudo-humanoid, part horse, cow, beast, person? Another godforsaken Lucius, maybe? Aliás, Rica, você que é da capital paulista, você deve estar assando. Você deve estar um bife agora. Como é que tá por aí? Deve estar um inferno. Um inforno, né? Eu acho que sim. Que eu saiba, a capital paulista é o que tava mais quente nesses tempos. Então, diga-me você, como é que você está vivo e não assado? Alright. Banho de suor. Ai, que nojo. You really aren't sure. Mas hoje você está a caráter, então, pra live do troll que mais sua na vida. But the fact that this top half looks kind of like a more dapper you fills you with the most cursed mixture of fear and curiosity you've felt thus far. He doesn't seem bothered by you at all, only anxiously trying to get by you. Fala, MacGyver. Obrigada. E aí, como você está? Aqui tá meio que chovendo de vez em quando também. Tem como dar uma resumidinha do jogo só pra tentar entrar na mesma página? Tem. Existe uma história chamada Homestuck, é uma webcomic famosa até nos nichos aí da internet. Fala, Matheus, tudo bem? Você está livre? Que ótimo. Livre para ver a live. Aí, no Homestuck, é uma história muito grande. Eu li Homestuck em live durante mais de um ano nos últimos tempos. Eu terminei ano passado, tipo, a tempo de terminar o ano de 2023. Eu terminei de reler Homestuck, porque eu já tinha lido 10 anos atrás, e daí eu li de novo, só que dessa vez em live. E daí isso durou, acho que 1 ano e meio, por aí, eu fazendo live no YouTube. Tá no meu canal do YouTube, chama Zizibs, que é o meu canal. Eu tenho vários canais, mas o meu canal principal tá lá a live lendo Homestuck. Eu estava lendo em inglês, mas eu parava pra falar coisas em português, pra ficar explicando coisas da história. Se vocês quiserem ler Homestuck junto comigo, tá no meu YouTube principal. Isso aqui é um jogo do mesmo universo de Homestuck. Homestuck tem as crianças da Terra e tem as crianças Troll, que são aliens. Aí, esse Pesterquest que eu tô jogando, ele pega o Homestuck, só que você é o personagem leitor. O leitor, ele meio que tem um personagem dele. Como se vocês, chat, fossem um personagem jogável na minha live. Só que ele tem poderes de ficar aparecendo no tempo e no espaço que ele quiser. Ele pensa, ele tá lá. Aí, por ele ser muito onipotente, do nada, ele não tá acostumado com esses poderes, ele não sabe nem de onde que ele veio, nem pra onde que ele vai, ele não tem memória. Aí ele tá tentando fazer amizade com os personagens da história de Homestuck, porque por algum motivo ele tem uma memória afetiva muito boa com os personagens da história de Homestuck, apesar de ele não lembrar de mais nada da vida dele. Ele é um bonequinho de palito, literalmente, com um agasalho. Essa é a descrição da gente nesse jogo. Nós somos um bonequinho palito com um agasalho, nós lemos muito Homestuck da vida, e agora a gente quer ser amigo de todos os personagens da história. Witch of 71. Ah, meu Deus, essa foi boa. Aí, todos esses bichinhos que são cinza com chifrinho é a raça dos Trolls, que é uma raça alienígena. Eles geralmente têm um símbolo na camiseta deles de signos do zodíaco. Esse aqui, no caso, é Sagitário. E esse bicho branco aí na tela é o Lusus dele. Lusus seria o nosso equivalente a pai ou mãe. É o cuidador. Eles não têm pai ou mãe, assim, eles têm, mas não é quem cuida deles. Quem cuida deles são os Lusos. E os Lusos são misturas de animais e tal. No caso aqui, esse cara, ele é um mordomo, mas a parte de baixo dele, se eu me lembro bem, é um cavalo. Então ele é um centauro. Ou algo do gênero. Lusos não falam, eles são animais, assim. Esse aqui que é diferente de todos, porque ele é metade humanoide, sei lá. Geralmente os Lusos é metade gato, metade alguma coisa assim, um dragão, sabe? Tipo, esse aqui que é diferente mesmo, esquisito. Cada troll vai ter a sua particularidade, mas a cultura dos trolls, ela é muito violenta de propósito, porque um dos vilões da história quis assim. Why is he shirtless? Because, I don't know. Aí a gente tá fazendo inúmeras rotas. Essa daqui é a rota 8, não sei. Esse jogo tem umas 14 rotas por aí. Então ainda vai levar um tempo pra esse jogo terminar. E daí toda quarta-feira eu jogo esse jogo. Eu leio a rota de algum personagem. A gente já passou pelas crianças terráqueas, as 4 principais. A gente tá nos trolls. Daqui a pouco a gente volta pra outras crianças terráqueas de outra sessão, porque essa história é dividida em sessões. É meio mistura de RPG, as crianças jogam um jogo, só que o mundo tá acabando de acordo com esse jogo. E daí elas conhecem alienígenas e é uma história muito doida das ideias. E eu gosto bastante. E tem viagem no tempo, tem viagem nas dimensões e muita gente morre e revive e morre de novo. O que mais morre nessa história, o que mais acontece nessa história é que morre gente. O próprio autor se insere na história. Ele não apareceu aqui no jogo, que eu me lembre, mas... Meu aniversário é em julho, eu sou canceriana. Homestuck é da hora, cara, e pra quem sabe inglês é melhor ainda. É uma coisa assim que faz muito sentido pra quem tava lá na época, porque é uma história que foi de 2009 até 2016. Eu cheguei pra ler Homestuck e já tava no finalzinho da história. Complicado, talvez não seja inteligente bastante pra entender. Não, é complicado pegar um resumo agora. Se você assistir as lives que eu fiz lá, junto comigo, se você tiver paciência pra isso, porque foram... sei lá quantas lives que foram. Foram 60 e poucas lives que eu me lembro. And if you like Nick Cage, you will love it. Eu tenho o Nick Cage também no meio. É muitas piadas de internet. O autor, ele é biluteteia das ideias. You try to stand up, but you slip on the milk and eat shit, just as Aqueous bursts through the door. They both tower over where you lay, flopping ineffectively in a burgeoning puddle of froth. Às vezes eu não sei o que são algumas palavras que eu tô lendo, mas eu deixo mesmo assim. Burgeoning puddle of froth. God! Is everyone in this house just made of muscle? You've had enough of this regular strength escape attempt shit. Bruised, humiliated, and covered in dairy, you zap on out of there. E esse jogo ele tem rotas. Eu acabei de alcançar uma das rotas. Humiliated. Yeah. Yes, I was humiliated. E o Lusus do Aqueous, esse aqui é o Aqueous, esse aqui é o Lusus dele. Ele tem teta. Lide com isso. A gente fez uma rota. Eu acho que aqui tem 3 rotas pra gente fazer. Da primeira vez eu fiz o Chicken Out e daí eu tive uma rota. Agora eu vou ser o Be Brave. Oh no, oh man. You know the Gamzee seal of approval is maybe not the most credible, but this guy might be an okay dude. And it would definitely be your fault if he was hurt in there. You should at least check on him. Explain or something. You can zap away if it comes down to it. You do the polite thing this time and knock. He opens the door fast, like he was just on the other side of it. You both jump. He collects himself and glares at you, arms crossed against his heaving chest. Rivulets of blood and sweat run together and pool in the divot above his weird alien clavicle, and a low, menacing sound rumbles through him. You can feel it in your teeth. Holy shit, he's terrifying. A história de Homestuck, na qual esse jogo foi baseado, bem soltamente, bem livremente, foi escrita pelo Andrew Hussey. Ele desenhava a história, ele escrevia história, fazia as coisas lá, até fazia jogo no meio da história. É uma história que é muito multimídia, por isso que ela chama muita atenção da internet em si. Só que o Andrew Hussey, ele não tá ajudando nesse jogo integralmente. Essas rotas, isso aqui é um visual novel, né? Em outras palavras. Muitas dessas rotas não foram escritas por ele, pelo próprio autor da história, mas sim por uma equipe de roteiristas. Aí tem gente que não considera canônico, mas o Andrew Hussey está na produção desse jogo, então devemos considerar canônicos, se quisermos, né? Enfim. Eu considero. Até porque a história desse jogo aqui é que a gente tá mexendo na linha do tempo do Homestuck. Então, coisas que eram pra acontecer, o nosso personagem se entra no meio e acaba fazendo não acontecer. Então a gente tá fazendo um bololô na história da própria história. Só que essa história é sobre isso também, de você voltar no tempo e fazer cagada. Então tá tudo dentro do tema. Explain yourself immediately. You think you might shit your pants on the spot, but he gives you a quick up and down and rearranges his expression into a sort of forced smile. It doesn't really feel any more welcoming, what with the blood dripping down his chin, but the fact that he's trying is maybe a good sign. You hold in your fear shit, just in case. Or perhaps come in and take a seat. He steps aside to beckon you through the door, then sort of freezes. Unless you should be the one instructing me, in which case it would behoove you to make that promptly apparent. I cannot work out how exactly to address you when you don't wear a caste symbol, and you look like that, which I am either very sorry for or quite X about, depending on where the truth lies. Either way, I am beginning to perspire about it, so out with it right now. Só tenho uma coisa a dizer sobre esse jogo de hoje.
Cavalo. É pior que cavalos!
Apenas isso. Man, he's really struggling. The anger you felt radiating off him before is still there, but that doesn't seem to be all of what's driving him. It's like there are two competing forces inside him. One that wants to yell at you, and one that wants to get yelled at by you. Yeah, he's a masochist. You might conceptualize these forces as fierce animals, warring in a glorious and unwavering balance. Horses, perhaps? Anyway, you will workshop that metaphor later. You tell him you know you look weird, but you promise you're cool. You know, a friend of his. At the mention of Gemzi, the corner of his lip curls up into something complicated, so you change course real fast just in case. And Carcat! Does he know Carcat? What a guy! He eyes you warily, or you think he probably does. With his eyes hidden behind his shades, you can't be sure, but he's being very still. Sweat and blood are still just fucking running down his face, and he's not even acknowledging it. You laugh nervously. You both continue to stand there, waiting for the other to make a move. It would be super helpful if someone was assertive around here. Luckily, some kind of call center man, his losers you assume, breaks the awkward doorway stalemate by silently trotting up and handing Aqueous a desperately needed towel. He then offers you both some frosty glasses of milk. Something deep inside you feels a swell of warm recognition for the ritualistic moment of a friend's parent bringing you snacks. So you down that thick shit in one go. The Lys's mustache flutters in appreciation, and after a nod between him and Aqueous, he leaves as quietly as he came. I see you're an aficionado of the sweetest of nectars. This speaks to the likelihood of your nobility, which is reassuring. I may be able to overlook the circumstances of our meeting then. If you can provide strong evidence, of course. Tell me, are you also a hoofbeast art enthusiast? He beckons you inside the room, and as you follow, you tell him you're not really sure what that means, but probably you're a fan of a lot of... Oh. Haha. Wow, okay, so that's what that means. Cool! Yeah, you know, whatever. You feel like you learned once that anything can be art if it feels right. So art can definitely be the, well, muscle horsemen on the walls of this here living space?
Dois Gaming está seguindo.
É pior que cavalos!
Gaps, seja bem-vindos, tudo bem? Pega uma cadeira, sente no chão, vamos ler Pesterquest de montão. É isto. Aqueous rumbles in agreement and gestures towards a chair. It's one of those cool red and black gamer-themed chairs with embedded speakers. Embedded? I don't know. There's a lot of that kind of decorating motif in here, which is a little at odds with the high ceilings and engraved doorways and general blue blood old money architecture. Oh yeah, and there are broken bows and robot parts all over the goddamn fucking place. Rica do céu, eu sei que você não gosta, mas se eu li a rota do Gamze, então eu tenho que ler a rota de todo mundo. Eu não gosto do Gamze. Not in neat little stacks, or connected to other robot parts to create whole robots. Just an absolute wasteland of obliterated robo-corpses, like they all were torn limb from limb and then just scooted off toward wall. A fair few of them are spattered in blood too. Dried, it looks almost black, but the fresh stuff on the feasts of the one in pieces at your feet is bright indigo. Is this a girl? No, he's not a girl. Because as Toto once said, long hair is oh my god. Okay, Mateus, okay, I get it. You want some. Yeah. On the one hand, it is absolutely a relief to see that it's all metal and not flesh body parts scattering the floor. But also, it's still, you know, not fucked up looking. Is this a Colonel Manso? Yes, I guess. Oh my. Your smile probably has too many teeth in it to seem normal, but Aqueous returns it in kind and leans what he probably thinks is casually against the edge of his desk. It creaks under his weight. Jesus. He could just end you in a half second, couldn't he? You claim we have mutual acquaintances, so demonstrate it. He nods toward the screen of his desktop, where he has Trollian open. Oh fuck, okay. You guys, you can just click on someone and ask them to prove it. He seems to know both Karkat and Gamze. And between the two, you know who's most likely to be online and ready to pester and be pestered at all times, so you click his screen name and start typing. Hey Karkat, I hope you're having a good day. I just had a quick favor to ask you. Wait, what? Oh, also, I miss you. What the fuck? What happened to you? Where is your horrifying quirk? How am I supposed to settle up for some truly nauseating conversation if I don't have a not veiled at all bulge reference greeting me at the beginning of every one of your excruciating messages? Are you sick? Like, in a new way? Alright, Jesus, you're logged in as Aqueous. Your fool ass just started typing like you had your own account for some reason. You blame it on the nerves and get to clarifying. Oh, sorry, this is your new friend. After I dropped you off yesterday, I wandered around for a while and now I'm hanging out with Aqueous. I'm using his computer. Oh. My pusher almost fucking gave up on the spot. I don't think he trusts me. Can you vouch for me? Hold on. Let me just bask in the concept of the two of you hanging out. This is a mental masterpiece. A tableau of awkward fucking splendor. I legitimately do not even know what sort of short-circuiting must be happening in his brain to try and make sense of you. Please don't tell me a single fucking thing about it later. Okay, whew, I'm done now. Is he watching? Aqueous leans over your shoulder and tucks his hair behind his ear so it doesn't get in the way of his typing. It's a bow and an arrow. Any resemblance otherwise is only a pleasant coincidence. And yes, I am watching. Okay, whatever. Listen up, you milk-lug chum squelcher. This little guy right there, the one you're probably dripping sweat all over, that's one of the realest friends you will ever hope to make. Sure, they'll send your life careening horrendously, of course, but it will absolutely be worth it for the level of dedication they bring to the table. Don't even bother with the blood color horse shit with this one, since they're the only one of their species. Just roll with it for once in your wretched life. Don't fuck this one up, Zahak. They're an abomination and they wouldn't know what boundary was if it took up residence in their grease chute. But you two have those things in common, so in this case, that's a good thing. Aqueous inhales sharply, and you wonder what Karakat meant by that. About Aqueous, you mean? Sure, you're an inexplicable being, neither Earthling nor Alternian, but with weird, itchy memories about having lived on both planets. But he doesn't seem out of the normal range of fucked up, considering troll standards. In fact, how about this? That is sufficient. Goodbye. He minimizes the window and steps back, somehow sweatier than he was before. He taps the towel gingerly to his forehead. So, we have now been properly introduced. Okay then. You definitely thought he was going to be more thorough than that. He does seem a little shaken up, so maybe you should just be thankful the conversation got cut short before he could really dig too deep into your lore, and get judgmental about it. Curti a Cornélia pelo elemento, Railin por personalidade, Will por personagem. Fala, Max, tudo bom? A minha witch favorita é a Irma, porque não tem como. É a Irma, cara. É a Irma. A Irma é a melhor de todas. I do not know the standard method of communication with your species. You will take the lead here and it will surely become clear how I should proceed. Yes, that sounds extremely feasible. You will now begin the friendship process. I command it. Oh, sure, you got this. How exactly do you got this? Show off your Q powers, or... So, we're both freaks, huh? I'm gonna go with the first, and then, later, I'm gonna go with the second one, because this is a routes game. Ela sempre era bem apagada. A Irma apagadinha? Ah, tá, é porque você não leu, né? A Irma? Meu Deus! Exato, Matheus, você está certíssimo, é isso mesmo. Tanto que a personalidade dela é magnética, entendeu? Por isso que eu gosto tanto dela. A Irma é a piadista do rolê, entendeu? Por isso que eu gosto dela. Não, tá de boa, tá de boa. Great! You can do that. Making friendship happen is like the one skill you actually have. From what you recall, you have a 100% success rate at it, too, so This budding rapport is safe in your hands. Não era a Hailin? Não, a Hailin é a bubbly da equipe. A Irma é a comédia da equipe. Excellent. A Cornélia era a nojinho da equipe. Nossa, eu odiava a Cornélia. Mas eu adorava quando a Irma zoava com a cara dela. A Tarani era a estilosa da equipe. A Will era a perdida. A líder é sempre, né? Tipo, ai, nossa. You really weren't sure he'd be down for this. It really seemed like he might be coming to kill you when you heard him stomping toward the door earlier. Kill you? I would never. He cuts himself off as though he didn't intend to admit he didn't have it in him to murder you, and clears his throat. Líder sempre perdida, tensa. Ah, obrigada, Max. É porque eu tô lendo há bastante tempo, né? Primeiro eu li a história durante 60 e poucas lives. Eu já tô há umas quase 10 lives lendo essa daqui, então, tipo... Aquele site dos signos que tu fez o vídeo parou de pegar porque eu tentei acessar e nada. Eita, deve ter mudado de nome, então. Tô procurando aqui pra ver. The Extended Zodiac. Não, ele ainda existe. Se for o que eu tô pensando, você quer isso daqui, né? Ah, a Esther terminou a live dela já. Eu tava lurkando. Ok. At first, I thought you might be Arthur, my Lucius. It's ridiculous, looking back, though you do share a sort of globular patent resemblance. How did you come to entangle yourself in my brawl only to immediately escape? Are you abnormally fast? I admit that particular method of being strong had not occurred to me, but I am intrigued. I too like to test the limits of physical capability. Oh no, you can just zap places. It's kind of a strength, maybe? Strength. If you want to define a superpower that way. You show off a bit, since you know Equius likes demonstrations. You tell him about how all you have to do is think of the place or person you want to visit and pop. Zodiac. Não, isso é Zoldyck. Aquilo é Zoldyck. É diferente. Parafraseando Billy do Billy Mandy, final do episódio. Para de imitar. Que isso? Eu só lembro do Billy falando: destruir legal, destruir legal, destroy us all, destroy us all. Não aguento mais ser seu fã. Porra. É muito bom, é muito bom. Esse tipo de comentário que eu dou print e depois eu emolduro. Ou quase. You bop to the top of a pile of robot parts, then back in front of him on the floor. It's like that, except anywhere. I see. That is exceptional. He's sort of... É aquele meme do cara, tipo... He sort of just starts quaking gently where he stands. He rubs his neck with his towel, but he's not really even sweating any more than he had been already. It's as though, in his excitement, he forgot to sweat and just dabbed by force of habit? Is that a thing? Why are you even noticing this shit? I don't know either. Sim. Vire hater. Is it possible to bring along a pillion rider? What, like zap a buddy with you? In answer, you extend an elbow for him to grab. His whole body is vibrating by this point. He reaches his hand out, but stops just before he touches you, like you might shock him. It's okay, it won't hurt, you say. His fingers twitch. Yes, I am on Twitch. Just above your elbow, and his mouth bursts in distress. Oh my god, I'm gonna be in YouTube later, so I didn't think this through. You're not sure exactly what he's worried about, since you're extremely undangerous, but you let him have a moment to work through whatever he's nervous about. Yeah. He takes a steadying breath. Como eu tinha dito mais cedo, as lives de eu lendo Homestuck estão no meu canal principal. Mas as lives de eu lendo esse jogo aqui, por ser um jogo, tá no meu canal de gameplays, que é o Zizibsjoga lá do YouTube. Essa live aqui vai ser gravada e vai ser colocada lá depois. Aqui pra mim o link tá entrando, Anísio. Eu não sei o que aconteceu aí no seu navegador, mas aqui no meu tá entrando. He takes a... Eu já li isso aqui? Não, não li isso aqui não. He takes a steadying breath. It's a little unsettling to see his face relax, even briefly, into soft, calm lines. Flipped palm up, his hand slowly cradles your forearm from below. He nods, a sharp, determined movement, and starts telling you what to do again. You will take me with you. Her name is Nepeta. Você quer mesmo que eu pule essa rota, Rica? Agora que a Nepeta pode aparecer, você tem certeza? Depois tem todo o navegador. É bom, é bom. Do you require any other information, or will that be sufficient? That ought to do it. You haven't heard of her, you don't think, but you feel an immediate surge of excitement about this little jaunt. It's probably mostly just the friendship thirst talking, but you can't help but feel like this is a connection that is supposed to be made. Like it's something that matters. Esse som de WhatsApp foi aqui. You zap away. Okay. That was good. That was very good. Okay, let's see. The pleasant little cosmic slip and slide feeling when you zap around is jolted, like you got yanked off the ride with a fish hook to your guts. You land back exactly where you started. That did not work. Did you mislead me? Mislead me? Okay. No, this should work. You're not even high this time. As impressive as the strength of your power is, perhaps you need to apply more attention to the more intricate details involved. She is an olive blood, very short and shamefully unkempt. This information will help. You hope so. He is starting to look pretty tense, even with a fond lilt in his voice as he talks about his messy friend. You give it another whirl, and then you feel it. That same whaley glare on the back of your neck telling you you don't belong. Fuck, you got that blocked again. You will try again. Each word is ground out one at a time between his clenched teeth. Blood tickles through the cracks in his bite and out the corner of his lips. You really don't think it is going to work, but Aqueous looks like he's a second away from losing his shit, so reluctantly you comply. Quit fucking trying to skip ahead! It's not going to work! As you hurtle through space-time toward Aqueous' floor, you start to wonder if this is just gonna be what happens now when you try and make friends. You accept this truth into your heart, as your face accepts the impending wood planks. Sorry. Aqueous lands on his feet a little ways away from you. His hands balled into fists, bellowing with impotent rage. He's not even saying words, just unleashing an agonized guttural wail. He punches an already dead robot torso leaning against a bookshelf. In punctuation, he kicks its decapitated head which explodes in a shower of bolts and sparks. As the dust clears, you see him dutifully wiping himself down with a towel, breathing hard. Oh my god, I can't read. He seems to have worked his anger out, because he walks with purposeful grace, as though he learned it in cotillion, and sits next to where you're still sort of laying on the floor. Oh my. You are both silent for a beat. I am verbophobic for a moment. I was. Aqueous tugs at a lock of his hair, anxiously wrapping it around his finger. His hands fall to his lap. I apologize for that display. The disappointment emotion is not my favorite. I feel better now, however. Now that I punched a robot. My monorail lives very far away, so our paths have never been able to cross. Whatever force is blocking us seems to wield significant narrative power, so I will respect its whims as above mine in status. For now. You know, it happens. You're no stranger to the ups and downs of friendship. The trick is to know when to keep trying and when to fall back. No matter how futile it feels or how alone you are. Your morale is impressive considering your circumstances. That's probably mostly a compliment. You're not really sure. Your circumstances definitely feel like they could be worse. You are very sure of yourself. How do you manage this when you are the only one of your kind? Without a society to tell you how to act or feel. How do you know if you are living in the correct way? How do you know where you belong? Or if you belong? Fucking ouch! The desire to belong is a yawning wound in your guts. One that never seems to heal. You try not to let this rip too many stitches out of it. You never feel totally secure, you say. There's always fear, always doubt, always pain. But you find people in unlikely places. Make community when and where you can. Shit, you have belongings at what, like 8 people's houses by now? It's not the same as having your own spot, but it's definitely something. I'm sorry. You start off on the defensive, but you realize it's true. So really, you figure you're still defining yourself by your relationships to other people, but that can come from a good place, and not just a twisted and forced one. Zips, help me. I think my girlfriend is shitting on me, cause she said that she's going out with her best friend, but her BFF is here in the motel with me. What did you think about that? It's a joke, she's in the house. Okay. Yeah, that's complicated, but you know, you should try to be best friends with her best friend. What about that? Or not. He could be her best friend and that's it, but yeah, you could all be friends together. It would be very funny, very joyful. You get wanting to know you're doing something right, unlocking your own mentally devised set of achievements for that sweet dopamine rush. But leaning on a fucked up social system for direction and validation doesn't really help him. And it definitely isn't helping many others. You don't need that to figure yourself out. His brows furrow and you can almost hear a couple of the 4,600, oh my god, I'm hungry. 72 rigid barriers in his brain creaking open. It's not just other people, you think. You find strength. Is that right? In your own self, too. You've met a lot of people and learned a lot of ways to be, but you're still working on what that means for you. No, it is not right, but I appreciate the attempt. This type of understanding does not come easy to me, but I believe I am following. In my case, I have striven to locate and retool the edge of my own ability. Physical prowess is a relatively typical indigo trait, but I am abnormally strong. I have worked to hone it in an attempt to make sense of myself and why I am like this. Reigning in an aberrant trait, and defining myself by it. Fala, ONU! Falando em ONU, temos aqui também um som muito bom do ONU.
Oh my god! Emotional Body é pior que cavalo! Cavalo.
É verdade, né? Eu não tenho o som do WhatsApp. Eu podia pôr.
Já olhou pra alguém e pensou o que passa na cabeça dela?
Obrigada, ONU. Seja bem-vindo à live. Boa noite, tudo bem contigo, meu amigo?
Watermelon sugar, watermelon sugar.
Obrigada pela água. Desculpa eu ter desligado aqui minha atenção durante um tempo. Voltei. Esse calor tá muito, né? Que isso, Matheus? Sério? Que medo. Obrigada, ONU. Até. E que bom que você tá bem. He gestures to the god-awful robot mask, then flexes his hand. The blood has coagulated since you two started talking. He stares at it. This way of thinking may not always be a good thing, however. Certain habits are difficult to break. Though there are loopholes in every rule, I often lose track of which regulations I actually enjoy following and which I just do not know how to disregard. Esse som foi aqui de novo, tá, gente? Okay. I'm gonna... Yeah, that's better. At least with this hobby, all the stakes are under my control with no chance of others getting hurt. Eu acho que eu vou espirrar. Ah, nojo. Unless they haphazardly zap in between your fight. Looking for friendship, that is. Valeu. Eu espirrei no número par, né? Eu não gosto de espirrar no número par. Enfim. Puta que pariu, Matheus. Saudade é foda. Eu sinto saudade, cara. Não fala isso, não. His smile is as broken, as rigid as it was the first time, but it feels different, backed by the rough warmth of his laugh. Yes, do not do that again. Next time he will zap the front door of Arthur, we'll let you in. And Arthur. Next time, you think. And you smile back. Excellent victory! I'm friend with Aqueous, yeah. Eu prefiro espirrar em número ímpar, porque pro meu toque é mais legal. Espirrar em número par parece que não completou, entendeu? Não encheu a barrinha. Esse é meu nervoso. Então nós já completamos a primeira rota, que é essa daqui. Nós já completamos a segunda rota, que é essa daqui. E agora nós vamos completar a terceira rota. Essa live está rendendo. So, we're both freaks, huh? You decide to just go for it. Sometimes slipping into what could potentially be a super sensitive topic for someone ends up being the key ingredient in a friendship pie. You can see it now. Aquarius crying. Thankful you are here to talk about whatever this unspeakable commonality you share is. You wiping his tears with his already pretty soaked towel. You shake yourself out of your daydream and drop this sweet loaded question right in his lap. Holy shit, you can't wait till this works. Excuse you? Speak for yourself, my standing is unblemished. Carcat is only comparing us in that way to further the ruse that he is removed from that particular category. It is a delicate social dance. É um cavalo com corpo humano? É. Ele gosta muito de cavalos. E o dono da história gosta muito de cavalos. Então, tudo que eu posso dizer sobre isso é...
É pior que cavalos!
Cavalo.
Hora de trocar o negócio do Sandy Jr. Exato. Cavalo? Okay. You're not really sure Carcat sees it that way. But hey, whatever works for them. Anyway, you know he was just yelling a lot about something that's not a big deal, as is his manner of showing affection. But you just thought he meant like the horn thing. The horn thing. Oh shit, you're sorry. You don't know what things are and aren't callable around here, you know? It's almost like it's all entirely arbitrary and at the whims of whoever's in charge or something. You like the look personally, but you haven't made friends with someone with a broken one before, so you're not sure how common it is. It is relatively uncommon. They are exceptionally sturdy, so it takes something very strong to break them. He looks like he might be about to tell you the story, but somehow you keep not learning the lesson where you should just chill and experience something instead of leap to try to figure it out before it happens. So, fueled by enthusiasm for your newest spur of the moment decision, you stop listening to his lecture on troll biology and focus instead on zapping to the moment his horn broke. Troll biology is probably super uninteresting anyway, and you'll come right back here after and be able to contribute more to the conversation. You pop into familiar nothingness, but instead of appearing at a point in Aquarius's past, you feel yourself split. It's like looking at a magic eye puzzle, but with your whole body. You try to concentrate to align the segments into a whole, but it's too late. You think for a second it might be a cool new power, but it doesn't feel that different than before, only just triple. It's like there's a narrative precedent for this moment existing in more than one plane of truth. Unable to do anything else but sit there in space, contemplating the paradox, you watch. He looks a little younger, but not much. He's beating the shit out of a robot, but it's not the same as it was when you saw it before, however briefly. Then his movement had been smooth, even in their rage, like he wasn't afraid until you showed up. Here, in this weird half-present space, his movements are erratic. He swings wildly, unthinkingly, like there is nothing left inside him but one last flicker of fury. His teeth are gritted against tears, and he just looks so tired. You want to pull him back to make him rest. You see him reach. the same conclusion, but not at all how you meant it. He just stops. The robot does not. You feel him close his eyes. At the same moment, you see another snapshot of time, much further back. There's a little grub wobbling its way up a stalagmite in a cave. It's definitely a precarious place, but it still somehow feels safe to you. For some reason. Safe, but also like super violent. Who knows? There's a lot going on right now. He crawls to the top and roars a baby clicking roar, eyeing a taller cave precipice. You see his little behind wiggle as he moves to jump. Over top that, there's another Aqueous, looking about the same as he does now, just plus one horn, out for a stroll in the moonlight. This one is about to cross the street when a majestic herd of hoof beasts crests a faraway hill. He stops, transfixed, as the animals gallop across the plain. He does not hear the approaching scuttlebuggy. You watch all of this from your floating void standpoint, unable to stop it. The arcs of their falls align in cosmic synchrony. The hair fanned out like a banner of the feet. The echo of the crack the horns make as they shatter reverberates in your teeth. You yell as all three Aqueuses hit their respective grounds. You can't help it. You've started to care about this guy a little bit. As the sound leaves you, all three of them turn their injured heads to look at you in unison, and you freeze. Shit, that's probably not supposed to happen, right? You're just watching, not changing anything. You barely know what you're doing, though, so you can never be sure. You zap immediately back to the present, winded and dizzy. You feel deeply, suddenly corporeal, like you do when you step off a boat onto the shore, but with each atom of your body separately and all at once. Aqueous is standing exactly where he was when you left, totally unchanged. Still yammering about anatomy. Whew. Good to know nothing got fucked up in the future after you... Wait. You were there. He pauses, shaking his head to clear it as his memories realign. I don't know how I didn't remember. I accepted your offer of friendship and you repay me with this tomfoolery. You knew how it happened all this time. And yet, you played ignorant, joking for a position as someone in my trust, only to play me for a fool. No, see, you didn't before. It wasn't until after you went back that this became the way things went. See, the way time travel works is... Do not explain time travel to me. What do you take me for? You're still reeling a bit from seeing him so vulnerable, by varying definitions of vulnerable, you guess, but still. You know, you got this information from an unfair source, but now that you have it, you don't feel right just living. There's more to Aqueous than you'd originally thought, and you can feel the chance to learn more about him slipping away. I don't know what it is you want from me, but you will not receive it. Whatever connection you feel to him in this moment, he clearly does not return it. And oh, shit, he's starting to get pissed. Sweat begins to bead at his temple. It's joking time. Oh my, that was an excellent movie in your head. Your brain, scrambling to grasp a hold of any thought that isn't your abject friendship failure, latches onto the realization that, sweat and all, his hair somehow still looks really good. Would now be a good time to ask him about what products he... I don't think this alliance is going to work out. You will leave. I must get back to my business. Your heart sinks as he turns his back to you, presses a button on the back of a robot's neck, and rolls his shoulders. Goodbye. Shunned. Oh my, he's mad at me. So that's what I had to do today. That's the last route, right? Yes, it is. So, what did we do today? Some habits. You helped Aqueous flex the most important muscle of all. Oh, next week we're gonna see Terezi. She's kind of the best troll there is. I like her a lot. So, yeah. Next week we're here. Next week you're here. We were reading today the volume 7 Route 1 Begin the Friendship Process. And now, not now, next week on Wednesday at the same bedtime, I know. We're gonna read the volume 7 Route 2 A Fair Trial. So yeah, I'm gonna save this and yeah. Yeah. We still have a lot to go. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We still have 11 live streams to make at least. So there's that. See you next week, guys. And I hope you take care of yourself. Because that's important. Let me see something. I'm gonna raid you to Nana. That's what's going to happen. She's playing Stardew Valley, which had a new actualization. I don't know. Yeah, just go have some fun with Nana. Muito obrigada aí quem apareceu hoje. Amanhã, às 7 horas da noite, se der tudo certo, e vai dar tudo certo, nós teremos live de Undertale. Vai ser a minha terceira ou quarta live de Undertale. Yeah. Fiquem bem, se cuidem, até amanhã. Juízo, bebam água. E boa live aí pra vocês que forem lá ver a Nana. Então, tchauzinho pra vocês. See you tomorrow. Not in genocide. Bye bye.